Hi, everybody. This is Tim Blanchard with Divorce661.com. Today, we're speaking with Jennifer Taylor. She is a CPA and a certified divorce financial analyst with offices in San Clemente, California. And we're going to learn all about what she does and what her service provides and how she can help you going through the divorce process. What are some of the most common financial mistakes people make during the divorce process as far as what you see with what you do?
Yeah, so I alluded to a couple of those things through where I can really provide the most value. And I would say what I see most commonly is related to the marital home, because there is often one of the two spouses, or maybe both, maybe they haven't decided who's going to keep the home, but regardless, in today's world, especially with where we're at in the housing market and, you know, what happened not too long ago in terms of the contraction in the market, we've got a lot of situations where people aren't necessarily willing, from not only an emotional standpoint, but also a financial standpoint, to walk away from the investments that they've made in homes and the equity that's been built up, knowing that it's going to be very challenging to find something relatively similar, or from a living standpoint, same kind of living expectations. So really understanding what you're getting yourself into, and whether that's the right decision to make, and whether it's something that on the outside of divorce, as you're moving forward, is it something that you're really going to be able to handle financially, I think is a big aspect. So part of what I do, I tend to work with both spouses, and specifically that spouse that wants to keep the home, to model out what their financial picture is going to look like, so that they're truly confident and have a clear understanding that they're going to be able to take on that financial burden of that decision. So that marital home aspect is one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making, because they're not really clear on what that looks like and can find themselves in a bit of a pinch. Can
I ask you regarding that? Mistakes in the home related to keeping a home perhaps when they shouldn't? Or what specific, like for me, the reason I'm asking this is it seems most of the time, at least nine times out of 10, one spouse will want to keep the home, whether or not they've even, and usually they have not discussed or even considered what that looks like, meaning the ability to refinance,
exactly,
the ability to qualify, what that payment's going to look like, and then alternatively, what is that buyout going to look like? Is it going to come from an offset from a pension, or are they going to try and pull some cash out? And do they really even need the home that large to begin with? And
absolutely.
Yeah. And then the downside, and I was at a wedding on Saturday talking to some folks who, you know, when we talk about what we do, of course, everyone says, oh, I'm divorced or what have you. So it came the conversation where a spouse said, you know, she really wanted to keep the house, did a buyout. It was at the top of the market crashed, and now she's upside down because of the buyout. So I think that was kind of what you were alluding to a bit, know what you're getting into, some of the downsides.
Exactly. And as another example, one of my clients right now that I'm working with, they are in a position where they are not wanting to sell the house right now because they're not able to get on the market what they believe the home is worth. So we're working out some creative options with them on future sale of the property and what the terms would look like for them to do that, and almost doing a sort of rent back scenario to where you're looking at the home on the market as if it were a rental property. So there's some really creative things you can do to avoid making those kind of impulsive decisions, because I guess the need is, or the feeling is, that you need to make those decisions in the midst of the process rather than planning for the best outcome, which could look a little different.
Yeah, I think people don't realize that there are other options other than just selling and buying out, although those are probably the two main ones we see. We've had either, like you said, for financial reasons, selling at a later point. We've had that with several investment properties with clients where they've decided to keep and maintain it and share in the cost and all that until a point when they can sell. Or we've had several people that unrelated to finance or the market, they wanted to keep one of the spouses in the home so the children could remain there until they graduate from high school, so they don't disrupt as much as it normally would.
Right.
You've been listening to Tim Blankenship on Divorce Master Radio. Learn more at Divorce661.com. where you can find hundreds of video and audio tutorials discussing the California divorce process. Need professional assistance with your divorce? Give us a call at 661-281-0266 and let the professionals handle your divorce.